morning, everyone. So this morning we'll be doing what I call a reformer on the mat style class, which simply means that we obviously don't have a reformer today, we just have our mat. But to make things as similar as possible to class, I will try to have the workout kind of go in the order that we go typically in class. So that means that oftentimes in a Flow 1 class we'll start with breathing, and then we'll do a little bit of footwork on the reformer. Then we do some kind of bridging, engaging the glutes and the hamstrings, and just kind of that general full body warm up. So we'll do that, and then I usually like to finish my classes with some kind of a stretch. So we'll do that as well. And so today's a 30-minute mat workout. So let's go ahead and get started. You're gonna be laying down on your mat. And if you didn't see my intro before, optional to use a TheraBand or a ball. Okay, not required, just an optional thing to use. So I'm gonna tilt this just so you can see a smidge better. All right, so I'm gonna lay down on the mat. My feet are hip width apart. My tailbone's nice and heavy here. My head and neck and upper back are relaxed. I'm going to focus on my breathing here. So when we do Pilates, we talk a lot about our breath. And so we want to focus on breathing front to back, top to bottom, and side to side. So right now, just really concentrating on a nice big inhale. And then a nice big exhale. Inhale, filling up the belly. Exhale, contracting. And most of us are really good at our front to back and top to bottom breathing, but we have a hard time laterally breathing. So right now, with the eyes open or closed, really trying to focus on that breath. And breathing is a wonderful tool for when you're stressed or feeling anxious about anything. Just taking a couple of big breaths, you can really feel the stress leave your body. And I'm not sure if you just saw, Thor is my cat. He's also my co-host, and he just ran across the screen there. On this next breath, put your hands to your lower abdominals. I'm making a triangle shape, so my fingertips are on my pelvis and my thumbs make a triangle. And I'm putting my hands here on my pelvis so that I get good feedback from my lower abdominals filling up with air. So nice big inhale. Feel the belly press into the hands, and then a nice big exhale, feeling the belly draw away from the hands. And most of us naturally breathe to about 1 inch below the belly button, but getting all the way down a little bit lower is hard to get there. And especially if you're a lady who's maybe had a C-section, things like that, or anybody who's had any surgery. Sometimes there's scar tissue and things that make it difficult. So, but if you're very mindful of breathing, you can get a little further in that breath. One more here. On this next breath, you're going to place your hands to the outside of the rib cage. So I do have my thumbs connected with the other 4 fingers here. And I'm going to feel my ribs press into my hands to the sides of the room. So nice big inhale. And then exhale. Inhale, feeling the ribs press against the hands. Exhale, feel the ribs drawing away from the hands. On this next breath, place your hands alongside you. Do a couple more breaths here and see if you can focus on all the areas we just talked about laterally, on top to bottom, front to back breathing. And see if you can get more air into the belly and see if you can contract a little bit more. One more like that. Beautiful. From here, I want you to hug your knees into your chest. And you're going to rock side to side. So this is just to kind of release your back. That shouldn't have been bothering your back at all, but sometimes this is just a nice little transition. We're going to carefully stand up. Okay. So now we're doing standing footwork. So if you know if balance is a little tricky for you, what I'd recommend is to grab a chair, or you could just put a hand on the wall for a little bit more stability. Okay, so know that you have choices here. anything that we do here today, make sure you do modify, working in your ranges of motion, whatever is appropriate for your body. So my feet are in a number 11 position, hip width apart, and I'm going to exhale to lift my heels up. Inhale over. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm exhale, lift, inhale, lower. And it's really important that you control the lifting up as well as the lowering down. Personally, I find that the lowering down is a little bit harder than just lifting straight up. So exhale to lift, inhale to lower. And as you do this, imagine that both legs are in their own little narrow hallway. You don't want your knees or your ankles or your feet rolling in or bumping into the wall on the way up or down. Good. So exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. On this next one, if you're feeling really balanced here, we're going to add a little bit of arm movement at the top. Otherwise, continue to lift and lower. We're just going to do this for 10, 9, so I'm just holding up, 8, 7, 6. You should feel your glutes and your core and your inner thighs all having to work, plus of course those calves. 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to come into a Pilates V. So Pilates V means that your heels are zipped up together. The big toes are just about 1 fist distance apart from one another. And the challenge here really is to keep those heels zipped up together as you lift. So you're going to feel more inner thighs. So you're going to exhale to lift your heels up. Inhale, lower, down. I'm going to turn to the side again. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Good. I'm going to turn back front. Just continuing the same thing though. So try to feel how that core is helping you stabilize. You can spot. You can look for something in the room that's not moving. It is kind of weird because right now I'm watching myself move. It's probably not helping me balance. Good. On this next one, you're going to stay up and you're going to lift and lower. This is when you can tell that I did do ice skating and dance for a long time. It's okay if it doesn't quite look so graceful in the wrists there. But it's just challenging your balance here. Really should be feeling some inner thighs for 3. And I'm adding the arms, only if it's good for you do you add them. But I'm adding the arms just to try to move more of my body, get more of my body warming up. And lower down. Good. We're going to bring our feet back to number 11. I'm going to bend one leg and then bend the other leg. I'm turning to the side so you can see. So I'm getting articulation in the foot. It's like running on the reformer. And you feel the feet moving and articulating. The ankle is moving and articulating. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to come down to the floor. I do want you, if you have a ball, grab it. Otherwise, you could grab a pillow if you would like. And again, if you don't have either one accessible, you don't have to use them, okay? It's just an option. We're going to lower down to the mat, have the ball nearby. Okay? You're then going to lift the hips up. I'm going to put the ball underneath. Okay, so the ball is underneath my hips now. And if this doesn't feel good on your back, if you have some kind of back sensitivity, then you would not put the ball or pillow underneath your hips. You certainly could try it if you think it might work, and if you find out it doesn't, you would just take it out. From here, we're going to exhale, tuck the pelvis. So I'm scooping the belly here. Inhale, untuck. So exhale, scoop. Inhale, untuck. So as I exhale, the air in the ball is going toward the heels. And as I untuck, the air in the ball goes more toward the back. But the ball is definitely underneath the tailbone or the hips here, not at the arch of the back. I also sometimes like to think about a marble. So the marble is rolling from the pelvis to the belly button. and then back to the pelvis. I find that this really feels good if you do tend to have a tight back, to open up the back. I also really like this if you have a back that is healthy, feels good with articulation. This is oftentimes the initiating motion for that articulation. So it's helpful to feel this. On this one, we're going to take the ball out, and you're going to put it between your thighs, okay? And again, if you don't have the ball, it is absolutely fine. The ball between my thighs changes it only a little bit to make it a little bit more inner thighs plus hamstrings and glutes, okay? So I'm going to exhale, lift my hips, inhale, lowering down. So if you have osteoporosis or a back injury that indicates that you should be flat backing, whenever we bridge, you would want a flat back. Otherwise, oftentimes in a class, we will cue articulation, which would mean you would exhale, lift the hips, lift the waistband, lift the bottom ribs, and then get about to that bra strap, and then reverse. You can also imagine that a marble is rolling up the front side here, so it would go pubic bone to belly button to ribs, and then reversing all the way back down. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. And this is a really functional exercise. So you have to have strong posterior chain. So glutes, hamstrings, back muscles, all of those should be really strong for walking. Like it's a functional exercise, or for sitting to standing. So this is a great way to strengthen some of those muscles, but I also find that it's a bit of a massage for my back. On this next one, we're going to keep the hips lifted, and you're going to exhale, squeeze the ball in, like you're popping. And I'm going to turn a little bit so you can see. So I'm physically changing the shape of the ball. I'm physically bringing my legs a little closer together and then open. Exhale to squeeze, inhale to open. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the squeeze, lift the heels for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the heels up and squeeze that ball to finish for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Good. From here, you could take the knees and hug them into your chest. If that doesn't feel good to release the back and the legs, you could take any stretch that feels good for your body. If it does feel good for your spine to rotate, then you could bring your knees to the floor, keeping both shoulder blades to the floor, look away from your knees. If that does not feel good, take a stretch of your choice. And then we're going to go to the other side. From here, we're going to come back to center, and we're going to sit up. So we're going to come on to our hands and knees here. And it's a little bit of a tricky move. I'm going to show you in a few different angles, and hopefully it makes sense for you. We're going to do protraction or retraction with the shoulders. So I want to bring my chest toward the floor, but without the elbows bending. And then I'm going to bring my chest away. So I'm lowering my chest to the floor. My shoulder blades are coming more together. And then I'm going to press my chest away, and there's more space between the shoulders. I'm having you guys do this because when your shoulder blades are the most far apart, I'm going to turn this way just so you can see, maybe a different angle. When your chest is down to the floor, this is not a good position when you do push-ups or planks or anything like that, okay? You want to have that space between the shoulder blades. You want to be pushing away from the floor, like the floor smells really, really gross, okay? So it's an important form correction here, so this is a great way to practice it. All right, we're going to do do one last one like that. And then we're going to go ahead and find your ball again. All right? So this ball is going to go behind your right leg. And it doesn't really matter if it's your left leg accidentally, because we will do both sides. So I like to straighten my leg, pinch it behind my knee. Now, again, I'm trying to check that my upper body isn't collapsed, that I'm pushing away. So sometimes if I think about the mat having a really nasty smell, I don't want to smell like it. I don't want to be any closer to it than necessary. That helps me think about my form. Then I'm going to exhale to lift my leg, inhale, lower. So my foot's flexed. My hamstring is activating to hold that ball here. And again, if you don't have a ball, it's okay. Just keep that leg bent. The hip that you're kneeling on and knee that you're kneeling on should be stacked. So really the only thing in your body that should be moving is that leg right now. Your back should be in a nice neutral spine. Your abdominals should be really firing up to keep you stable. For 4, 3, 2. I want you to hold the leg up here. And I want you to squeeze that ball. Like you're going to try to pop it. You're like, dang it, that didn't work that time. All right, let me try again. Exhale, bring that heel to the bum. Try to pop the ball for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the squeeze and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. You can give your wrists a little rest here. If you're getting wristy, an option for you would maybe to grab an ottoman or something that's kind of a little elevated, as long as it doesn't slip, and do this on your forearms, okay? So I just want to give you options. Now you're going to bring your leg to the side and close. So I'm going to turn so you can see this way. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Try not to move anything else in your body, so your abdominals are actually getting really good work here, trying to hold you stable. For 5, 4, this is working that outer hip, but also that stabilizing hip. For 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to do something kind of fancy. I think you guys can do it though. You're going to lift up, around, and close. So we're doing a little circle shape with the leg. It's out to the side, around, and close. I'm turning into the side so you can see it from a different angle. I open, around, and close. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold open and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're not quite done, you guys. Shake out the wrist. We have one little last thing here. It's a little bonus move. So you're going to see if you can bring your left arm out, and then you're going to exhale, pull in. Inhale out, exhale in. If the ball is like not staying there, just ditch it. For 8, 7, try to touch the elbow if you can. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a little rest. We're going to do child's pose here. So we can use the ball in child's pose. Give the wrist a little rest if you need. I felt some good work here in the oblique. I also felt it in the stabilizing shoulder, and I also felt it in both glutes and outer hips, okay? So, and also a hamstring. So it was a really good all over body workout there. Put one hand on top of the other hand. Press back. If this bothers your knees or your shoulders, absolutely feel free to modify. If you don't have the ball, just stack your hands without the ball. Let's place the other hand on top. I like how this opens up that shoulder area. It just changes the stretch a bit. you're going to be bringing your ball to one side. Have the hand that is reaching across on the bottom. Gives you a nice stretch throughout the lateral side of your body. And then we're going to move it to the other side. So again, the hand that's on the underneath is reaching across the most. All right, we do have the other side to do. Okay, so, and then I'm just going to show you one quick modification. So if that was like really not feeling super awesome on the knees, you could do this move standing. You could bring it back and here, and you can do it all standing, okay? So don't feel obligated to do something that's not feeling good for you, okay? All right, so ball goes behind the other leg now. Fabulous. And then we're gonna exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Good. For 7, 6, make sure the rest of your body's stable. Ooh, see, I could push away from the floor a little more. Good, make sure you're pushing away. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Now try to pop the ball for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, keep it in. Pulse it up. For 8, 7, check that chest out. Make sure it's lifting away from the floor. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Exhale, open to the side. It's a kneeling clam. Okay? So absolutely, you could do this leg down or standing up. I like to do it on all fours. Not all the time. But it feels really good because like we were talking about earlier, you got your oblique, you got your outer hip, the one you're standing on or kneeling on, the one lifting, and your shoulders. So it was really good all over workout, and you're working that posterior chain as well. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we got that fancy situation, okay? So you're going to bring it open, around, and lower. Open, around, and lower. Good. So this is really opening up the hips here, really helping you to strengthen in all of those different angles. For 4, I'm going to turn so you can see again. For 3, for 2, for 1, hold it to the side and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that little rest. Roll out the wrists if you need. Remember you have the ottoman, some kind of small something to rest your arms on if you need it. You could do it in forearms instead. This next one, we have your right hand extended forward. If that's feeling just like so bonkers, you can do any part of this just one more time, okay? So anything we've done previously, feel free to do it here if this is not feeling good for you. So inhale out, exhale in. Inhale out, exhale in. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Oh my goodness. It's getting hot in here. We only have 5 minutes left, you guys. Time goes too fast when you're having fun. All right. So, I'm going to take the TheraBand, and actually we'll keep the ball. We'll do both, okay? We'll do one more thing of core. I really love this core sequence with the ball behind your low back. If you don't have the ball, it's absolutely fine. Just make sure that you don't feel your hip flexors really turning on here or your quads. We don't really want those to be activating. We want it to really primarily stay in the core. So personally, I find having the ball placed right behind my low back here helps me stay right in the core and out of the legs. Okay, so I think everybody has tendencies. That's my tendency. Okay, so place the ball behind your low back, so you kind of pinch it down there by your tailbone. Having the legs bent is great. If you feel hip flexor with them bent, you could try it with your legs straight, okay? So we're going to use the TheraBand. All right, if you don't have a TheraBand, you can use the towel, and you're just trying to keep a constant tension out. If you don't have a towel or a TheraBand, you just have your arms out, and it's still hard to hold them up there, okay? So you're good. Just keep lots of space in your chest. Like you have a fabulous necklace on, and then we're going to exhale. If you have osteoporosis or back injury, you flat back. If you have a healthy spine and it feels good on your body, you can exhale, tuck, and articulate back just a touch, feeling that lower back area pressing into that ball. So it's giving you that sensory feedback again for 5, 4, 3, 2. On this next one, you're going to hold back, and you're going to exhale, pull for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to sit up, take that little rest. On this next one, you're going to go back. You're going to lift your arms up and exhale, pull for 8, 7, 6. So if you don't have a TheraBand or towel, you would just maybe bring your arms open a little. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Carefully sit up. We're going to take a little forward fold here. Nice forward fold. Good. For 5, 4, make sure you're not feeling a stretch in the back of the knees. Keep those knees soft. For 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to sit up. We're going to go ahead and bring our feet to the outer part of the mat. So if you have the flexibility to have your legs straight without feeling a strain in the back of the knee, feet flexed, then I want you to take a nice big inhale here. Make sure that both sit bones are staying evenly planted on the floor. And then you're going to exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Good. So we're not slouching or leaning back as we do this. We're really trying to think of rotating. And again, only going as much as it feels appropriate for you, okay? So if you have a shoulder injury, maybe having your hands on the shoulder feels better. Maybe not rotating so much. We'll do one more like this. Exhale to rotate. Now, if you feel good here, I want you to inhale, fold forward, keep both sit bones down. Exhale to lift. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, fold. Exhale, lift. Inhale, center. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. We got to even out. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. You can shake out the legs. We're going to take that TheraBand. We are almost done. This is our last little thing here, okay? You're going to be laying down. You're going to put this TheraBand right at the ball of the foot here. The leg that doesn't have the TheraBand can be bent or can be stretched straight, okay? So if you have any back sensitivities, having a bent leg would probably be more appropriate for you. If you're quite flexible, then maybe having the leg extended. Wrap your hands around the TheraBand, drop the elbows to the floor, and point and flex. Exhale, point, inhale, flex. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, keep your flex. Bring that leg a little closer to you. So you're wanting to find a stretch in the hamstring and calf area without finding a stretch in the back of the knee. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you're going to take the band and put it into the hands and bring the leg to the opposite shoulder. So you should feel outer hip and outer calf stretch, maybe a little IT band. The more you flex the foot, the more you're going to feel a calf stretch. So if you've been hiking a lot, definitely make sure that you're flexing the feet if it feels appropriate for you so you get that good stretch. Thor decided to join us again. Hi, Thor. I think we should make it a thing to do kitty Pilates. It's much more fun with kitties. And puppies. Puppies are adorable too. Really just with any pets. Alright, we're going to do the other side. Wrap your hands around, drop the elbows down. We're going to point and flex for 10, 9, 8, 7. Remember to bend the leg if it's bothering your back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the strap into your hands. Bring the leg across your body. Remember to flex the feet, or the foot rather. Make sure both hips stay heavy and planted onto the floor. Feeling the outer hip, glute, and calf stretch here. So this isn't quite like stretching with the straps at the end of class, but it's pretty close. It's as close as we can probably get at home. But it feels so good to stretch after you've moved. It tends to help you be a little bit less sore. And stretching at the end of a workout is really great for gaining flexibility. All right, we're going to take that off. We are going to go ahead and come to our hands and feet. You're going to gently nod your head yes and no, releasing any tension from the upper back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time, head being last. We're going to finish with 3 big breaths. So we're going to inhale to lift, exhale to lower, inhale up, exhale down, last one, best one, inhale, and exhale. Great job, thank you for joining. If you have any questions at all, I will keep an eye on the chat, and I hope you guys are all having a great day.